And welcome everybody to this evening's episode of Welsh Chess Chat. My name is Jonathan Blackburn, and I'm going to talk you through what's going on in Welsh chess around the country. And we'll also have a little bit of a chat around the world as well. Joining me tonight, we have everybody's favourite candidate master, Alex Bullen. How are you, Alex?
Good evening, Jonathan. I'm good. I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Even though we had this last week and it was just a repeat, the introduction still had me sat here giggling for 30 seconds.
I was going to say I've got you giggling already, so I'm pretty happy with that as well. See if we can make it even worse. I guess the other thing that we've got to say tonight is that there is only two of us. What's happened, Alex?
Well, not really. Sure. Yeah, one sent some messages, didn't he, saying his computer won't turn on, but I imagine it was okay when he was doing whatever he was doing before this. So
yeah, well, it's just that he has this point where he talks about doing all this correspondence chess, how he gets all these programs running on his computer, analyzing it. How could he not have his computer turn on? It just doesn't seem to make sense to me. I think it's very similar to my pet ate my homework.
I mean, we might have to start calling him Sick Note.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. Hopefully he joins us. He's got some items on the agenda, as you pointed out. So we'll just twiddle our thumbs at that part. But let's have a look at it and move on. So obviously we're going to be looking at a few things tonight. We've got the Welsh Chess Union calendar and ratings as per usual. Obviously a mainstay of this chat. You can maybe answer a question for us in the chat, perhaps, if you know what the chess and pizza actually have in common. There's probably quite a lot of answers to that actually. Which would be quite interesting. So if you know what chess and pizza have in common, put it in the chat for us. Obviously, Alex, I know that you'll love telling us about the Welsh Chess Premier League results and have a great time doing so. We've also got the UK Blitz Championships coming up, which is we should definitely have a little look at that somehow. And then hopefully Johan will turn his computer on at some point because he's meant to be talking about Title Tuesday. I think he played it again, and he did have at least something to talk about. And he's also, you've played a league game, Alex, but he's played a league game as well. And also, Johan seems to be more in the know about this candidates qualification, Alex, unless you know about that as well.
I can't handle that bit. I didn't know anything until Johan started speaking earlier, so...
Okay, yeah. Right, okay.
I'll be giving fake news if I talk about it.
All right, so there's a bit of an echo on the sound, which is a bit weird. Is there still an echo now, Gary? Can you just let me know? Because I can hear it in my headset, actually.
Oh, am I the issue? Let me put headset.
Yeah, so because you're a co-host now...
Well, I think it's my laptop, because it happened earlier in work as well, for the first time ever.
Can't get the staff, can you? Can't get the staff. Do you want to give speaking a go, Alex?
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, that's better, I think, isn't it? Yeah, that works. Can you hear me?
Unfortunately, I can still hear you.
Unfortunately. Okay. Right, okay. Well, let's move on. Let's have a look at the Welsh calendar and see what's going on here today. So, so first of all, massive kudos to... It's Pete, isn't it, that does this? Massive kudos to... the webmaster of the Welsh Chess Union. There's some snow coming across the Welsh Chess Union webpage. There's Santa here and his reindeers with a lot of chess books that are going to little children coming along here. Has he also changed the font on the Welsh Chess Union at the top? It's not always like that, is it? Is it always like that, Alex? You froze. No, it's not. Okay, he's sorting out his sound. Okay, so that's looking really nice and Christmassy. The only complaint that I'd have to make is that, if it was tomorrow, I'd be all right with it. It's still November. What on earth are you on about? I haven't even started thinking about Christmas yet. But now, of course, I will do. But maybe he's just preparing for tomorrow.
I agree with you. It'll be a surprise to no one that I'm a bit of a Scrooge. So, yeah. Even 1st of December's pushing it. But I'm more of a, once I finish work for Christmas, then that's like the Christmas time starts then. So December 23rd.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Well, do you know schools are actually going right close to it as well this year? Usually they finish with at least a couple of days, but they're going right up until the 22nd or something. Okay, right. Well, we've got not much coming up this weekend in Wales, but on December the 9th, we've got a Welsh junior event going on in Liverpool. That's going to be a team from Wales, obviously playing against the North of England or a North of England team. Hopefully I'll be visiting that one. That's the plan anyway on December the 9th. And I can maybe give us a report afterwards about what's going on there. I think it's going to be a team of 10 under 12 juniors. A team of, I think, around about maybe 6 under 14s and something even less for under 16s. But it should be at least 15 children from Wales playing against North of England. It's going to be 2 long play games, an hour each on the clock, and 10 seconds extra per move. A bit of a shame that Scotland pulled out of playing in it, because I think it would have been a 2-day event normally rather than just a 1-day event.
It's literally just games. 1 day.
Yeah, so for a Welsh, if you live in South Wales, you have to travel up in the morning. The game starts at 1:30, I think, or 1:15 is like the start time. So you've got plenty of time. And then after the 2 games are finished, you got to drive back home again.
There's no way that if I was like a chess parent or whatever, I'd take my kid to Liverpool for half a day. That's mad. I mean, kudos to the ones who do, but I think they should just invite some English regions or like an English, at least make it worthwhile. Don't just put on a half-day event. That feels lazy to me.
Yeah, I think this year may be a little bit different to next year. I got involved at a late stage actually, and started trying to make sure that this actually happens for a start. So I've tried to forward some North Wales juniors towards Ian Eustace to make sure, because they've got a shorter trip than the South Wales juniors. So I've tried to put some effort in myself to make sure that we've got quite a few players there, and I'll be turning up on the day, and basically I think every kid's going to look at me like I'm Judas or something, because I'll be supporting both sides, so it'll be quite funny. But okay, well, I'll tell you more about that obviously after it happens, maybe, and maybe have a little bit of a report. Okay, this has got a star in it. I think this was on last time though, wasn't it? Bridgend Blitz?
It was, but it's still quite new. There's not many entrants, so they want people to still go through. But I know quite a few decent players have entered or talked about entering, so it's shaping up to be interesting. I might be tempted.
You might be tempted to make the trip over to Bridgend. That would be good.
Well, because Greg told me he's probably going to play, so got to renew my old rivalry with Greg.
Oh, you've got a rivalry with Greg?
Well, I used to have a Blitz rivalry with Greg, and then Daniel came, and now no one really rivals him. But back in the day,
well, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, there he is. He's entered.
He's entered already. He's in. Greg, he's pretty good at Blitz as well. Greg is. I just want to look at the entrance for the Welsh Junior Rapid Play actually. Well, I was going to say please don't stay blank, and then it opens up and there's 1 under 14, 5 under 12s.
Not great.
5 under 10s. Although I did see a message somewhere that I think some people have signed up and the name's just not appearing yet. So maybe just get that refreshed and on there as quick as possible. Because if you're a parent, you put some details into a website and pay some money, and then you don't get anything back, like no receipt or anything. It's like, well, and they just say, oh, you mustn't have clicked it. You got your money though.
Great.
But surely there must be more under 14s here that can play in this. This is pretty shocking. And
I guess it's one of those things, though. Potentially those under 14s would have gone to Liverpool the week before, and if you don't know, it's quite a commitment. If you've gone to Liverpool the week before, then depending where they live, to play this as well.
Yeah,
you never know. In the run up to Christmas as well, there are factors, but you'd expect more than one, certainly.
Yeah. Okay. So that's coming up obviously in December, and then we move on to the next year. Good to see the Chepstow Leisure Centre being used. South Wales and South West County Junior Team Tournament, January the 13th. I don't know what that's about. Is that like Southwest? Is that like a? Oh,
I think it used to be in the summer back when I played. I think it's South West County.
Yeah, I think Gary's just put a really good comment in here as well as that too, just for maybe for the adults, because the junior events on there. And I think it's actually January. Maybe Gary can confirm January the 12th to the 13th, or 13th to the 14th is the Shropshire Congress, which isn't exactly too far away from Wales. So by all means support that. It's not a million miles away. from Wales. I actually drove down to it last time and won it. So if you want to come and knock me off my perch, Bullen.
Yeah, I did see the Shropshire Congress, actually. I was considering that. I think it's good as well. But it seems to always clash with 4NCL, which is a shame for me. But I think it's obviously not a factor for a lot of people.
Yeah, no, okay, so that's a good one too. Okay, and then we have the under 9 and under 8 championships, which were only held the month before happening again, which is always amusing. Was this the same on the February the 17th Open? Spring Open?
I think so.
Okay, well, maybe
it's usually in March, but because now Easter's in March this year, they don't want to hold that with like the Welsh straight after. So
I was really surprised actually when I started to look actually just how early schools break up this year. So they actually the half term for Easter. No, the term stops on like the 22nd of March or something like that. You know, it's well into April, isn't it? But Easter's so early this time, and then obviously the Welsh Chess Championships are still there with the tandem tournament, the hand and brain tournament. I've been doing that this week with my juniors in my junior clubs. They absolutely love it, and I love it as well because they have to be quiet in order to do it, which is fantastic. Any other stars here? No other stars here, so we can move on and have a look at the ratings.
Oh yeah, let's look at the ratings.
And I guess we'll look at the Welsh Chess Union ratings, and then we'll have a look at the FIDE ratings straight after, if you want to. So, what is going on in the Welsh Chess Union ratings? This is the bit that many people love. So these are the current ratings here on the left-hand side, underneath grade, and this is the grade that will be used up until January the 1st. Is that right?
I believe so. I think they are reset in January.
Okay. So we click on new to see where people are currently at the moment. And to much of Johan and Alex's love, I'm minus 23 points. Excellent. Yeah, coming back to you.
But not really.
Well, not anymore. Not anymore, Alex. We're all losing. We're all here trying to do a Welsh Chess Chat show where we talk sometimes, occasionally, about chess improvement and trying to get better at chess. And here we are, all three of us losing rating. What's going on?
Oh, I mean, I'm getting better as a player, 100%. But I mean, if you lose to someone unrated, it's moot, right? Like,
I'll tell you what, I did see a really interesting comment actually on Facebook, and one of them was to do with. Let me just make us a bit bigger here. One of the comments was to do with the World Youth Championships that we just saw, and we saw that last week. We saw you and Cave doing okay-ish. What we thought. But I think, did he still lose rating though?
Maybe. I can't remember how he did in his last game. He might have just lost a couple of points though.
But the English players, I think one of them was like gaining loads, but the other like 4 or 5 were like losing a lot of rating. We're talking over 100 points in rating. And I'm pretty sure I saw a comment on Facebook from Alex Locek responded to somebody saying, why did we not send more children to this event? And he said, because they're losing a lot of rating. Now,
I mean,
is that a reason not to send somebody to the World Youth Championships?
Well, I mean, it's the kid's individual choice, right? They're not refusing to send them, I assume.
Oh, can anybody enter the World Youth Championships if you just rock up with enough money and you're happy to pay the hotel accommodation?
Yeah, if you're happy to pay your own way. So I don't know what the circumstances are, but I think the problem with ratings. Oh,
it's all right. We'll just talk amongst ourselves and just ignore him for a little bit. I think because he can just hear us, but we can't hear him, which is fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool.
But no, I don't know. I mean, I'm actually going to bring in. It looks like he's ready. Oh, he's dressed up as well. Oh God. Look at this. Here he is.
When you say dressed up, I just haven't got changed from work. So.
Well, you just had a quarter of an hour when you've not been on here to get changed, Joe. That's pretty slack.
Do you know, it's literally taken half an hour for my computer to turn on. Like, I came upstairs at 1:45 saying, "Oh, I've got to go." I said, "Oh, I've got to go get ready. Get the computer on and set up and everything." And I just had that, that circle of like doom, whatever it's called. Like it just spins. It says it's getting ready, but never happens. So.
It's that program that you use to analyze variations, probably just going through billions and billions of variations to tell you what the best opening line actually is. It's probably what it is. But no, good to have you, Johan. How are you?
Yeah, good. Tired.
Yeah, and if you haven't got changed from work yet, that is, you must be a busy guy this evening.
It's my little one's birthday, so so we had birthday stuff, and she's 4, so another year she'll be playing chess.
And
Yes.
which one's this? What's her name?
Emiliana.
Emiliana. Happy birthday, Emiliana. Happy 4th birthday, because we know that when you reach a certain age, you'll be watching every single episode of Welsh Chess Chat back because you'd love to watch your dad. So happy birthday for when you watch this one, because we know that they're going to do it, Johan. At some point, they're going to do it. You know, in 10 years' time, they're going to find this channel and go, Dad, you didn't tell us this was happening.
Dad, you used to have hair, look.
Yeah. And what are you doing smiling, Dad? You don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, I was just saying to Alex that on the World Youth Championships, I think Alex Locek put that the English contingent lost a lot of rating going to the World Youth Championships, and is that a good enough reason not to go to an event? Because it was more not necessarily specifically that individual event, but if you know that going to an event is going to lose your rating on average, should you go to it or not? And I guess, well, what are your thoughts on that, so to speak?
I think for me as a junior, like if you were a junior, then you shouldn't really think about that. You shouldn't worry about that. But I think if you're an adult that only has a certain amount of tournaments that you can play a year, and you've got certain ambitions, then you might want to choose your tournaments carefully. That's what I would think about that.
Yeah, I think. But you agree, sorry, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, I agree in principle. I feel like for everyone, you shouldn't care if you're going to lose rating, but I think it's natural to do so. But it also depends on what your rating counts for, right? Other than getting a title, do they, for example, need to have a certain rating to get picked for World Youth the year after, or to get picked for other events? Because if they then throw away, in some cases, like 150 rating points, they're not going to get picked next year. So it just depends what their goals are.
In that logic, then it's like you're not playing World Youth so that you're not going so that in case you don't get selected the next year. That doesn't really make any sense.
You bank it because you think Italy. Well, anyone can go to Italy, so you bank it and hope that next year it's somewhere cooler, right? Like North Korea or something. Right?
I don't think that nerdy little chess, kids thinking, oh, I don't want to go to Italy, I want to go to North Korea. That's the adult traveler in us, Alex, I think.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think with this, for a junior player, I don't think that they should be not going to the World Youth Chess Championships because they're going to lose rating. And also if they're obviously trying to gain rating, obviously long term, it shouldn't really matter, because if you suppose you go, let's say you've got a rating at 1900, and you go and you lose 100 points. Well, if you're worth the 1900, you'll get them back in the next tournaments anyway.
Yeah.
And I think the question you should be asking yourself is, before the tournament, you're going to be so good. After playing those 9 or 11 games, you're going to be a better player anyway. And you're going to learn so much by going to that event. So therefore, you should play in it as well. But yeah, I agree. Obviously, these juniors, they do get focused on rating so quickly. Which can be a positive thing as well. I've had some kids that have just got their first ever rating. They'll get their first ever rating tomorrow in the English Chess Federation, and they're waiting to search for their name on it. Can I search my name on the rating database to see what my rating comes out at, and all this. So it's using it almost as a bit of carrot for them to chase after. So it's quite good. But I don't know if you should focus too much on rating like that. And obviously for us, it's a little bit different. We want to get selected for the Olympiad team, so our rating does kind of matter. But okay,
I think around certain levels as well, like for example for me, like it makes a difference for entry fees and stuff, like being 2,300 or below, how much you have to pay to play in tournaments because of norm requirements and stuff. So like it does make a difference. If I ship a bunch of points, then things are going to get more expensive.
Well, I mean, there's been some 2,200 plus tournaments coming out recently, haven't there? I know they've let in some high 2,100s at the end, but currently I wouldn't get in that because my FIDE's below 2,200, which is quite bad. But okay, this is the current rating list. Obviously, a lot of people losing rating. Alexis and Greg gaining some rating. So is Jose, but not massive changes overall. Tim's gaining. I think he lost a lot in the last 6 months batch, so therefore expecting Olivia's moving up as well. Sven's gained 23 points. Where's Sven played? He played in the seniors,
One
didn't
of the
he?
seniors events, I think. Yeah, he did very well.
Yeah, well done, Sven. Okay, most 20 or 30 changes, but if we have a look at the big differences, is there any big changes here? Ruben Hillier, he was at the top last time, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah, he's been there on and off, I think,
Yeah.
for a while.
They've not done much change up here. Looks like it's the same people. So we move on. So played. Do you
even need to click this?
We don't even need to click it, do we? I guess I'm not even going to say his name because he'll probably just clip it and then clip it on the top of the clip that he's already done. So the JMCK award, right? All I want to know from you two is how many games do you think he's on? Alex?
I can't remember what he was on before, but he must be on 77.
77? You on?
75.
Okay, right. Played. Both wrong. He's higher. He's higher. And he's blowing cat out the water at the moment, isn't he?
Although, I thought, has Tim played a bunch? Because I thought the gap was bigger.
Tim played Premier League on the weekend and at least one league match, I think, in the last week.
I mean, let's not ignore. I think Sam's in chat as well. Andrew Duvetta and Sam Jukes here playing 46 and 50 games in this window too. That takes some effort as well, doesn't it? You know, I mean, how many were you averaging, Alex, when you were active?
I guess over 60 probably when I was playing a fair bit. But then I'd play a few tournaments in England all the time, you know.
Yeah.
So I think if you just play in Wales, you probably can't get more than.
Look at this comment, though. Look at this comment. Can you see that?
We can see that. I mean,
Yes.
That could be the most dramatic conclusion ever.
So how many games can Tim get in Hastings?
It depends when they... It's like 10, I think, but it depends when they do the rating cutoff. Because Hastings starts in December but finishes in January.
Okay, that could be very, very close then. So if Tim plays in Hastings, so he did last year, then maybe he could catch JMCK and go on. But notable mentions to Andrew Duvetta and Sam for playing a lot of games and not actually losing that much rating as well, which is pretty good too. And the highest junior for playing the most games was Emma, closely followed by Adam and Lucas. How does Ethan still class as a junior? Is it under 21? The light blue means.
I mean,
Lee Davis is doing well, isn't he? Look at that, 106 points.
Yeah, he is. Was that from World Seniors as well?
I think Lee plays, but he played European Club Cup as well. He's been playing all over the shop.
So he gained about 40 points in
dream.
He is, isn't he?
Oh, was it? Where was the World Series?
Hang on. He at this point, he was over 2015. He was up to 2015 in the Welsh Seniors at that point. And then he's back over to 2034. Tell you, that's a roller coaster of a roller coaster. You know, and he's done it really playing here. And the 4 NCL, he's gained a load of points here. He beat Chirag Guha. He's gained him a good chunk there, 18 points. Fellow Welsh player there, Chirag. And then he drew with Mark Adams, gained him another 3. So he's had a good finish these last 5 games or so. He's gone from 1999 all the way to 2034. Yeah, well done.
No, I mean, he's a good player though, because him starting in 1920 is a bit like ridiculous anyway, right? Like, he's always going to gain starting at that because he's like a 2000 player, Lee, easily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apart from last rounds of tournaments, and then he's
show me what's going on here then, Alex. You sent me this link for the FIDE ratings. So when I search on Google, it just comes up with a horrible list. And here you can see some colour on the flag, which is always nice to see. So what do I need to do here? Because I've already done.
Scroll up, and now where it says no compare period, if you just select the last month, like November, and then hit get rank list, then you get a swanky little view. You can see how things. I mean, it doesn't look very good for most Welsh players. I'm not going to lie. Don't know why we're looking at it. But yeah, I mean, it's like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, right? Like our top players gain rating and everyone else just loses. But yeah, it's got a little like thing on the left hand side that shows your position compared to where you were last month, and you get a little red next to your name when you're losing rating. which is myself and Johan.
Yeah, I'm only not losing rating because I haven't played. So I'm guessing if I did play, then
I mean, what's my K factor? I can't lose 16 for one game, can I?
Yeah, your K factor will be 20.
Oh, brutal! I didn't know that. I thought my K factor was 15.
No, not for about 10 years. I think they got rid of K15.
Okay,
so
right.
Greg's now a better player than you, Johan.
That's brutal.
I mean, it's not. He's not even this.
16 points for one game.
Yeah,
correct.
I mean, you
And
did.
The guy's English rating is like 2380. It's because he doesn't play FIDE rating. He doesn't play FIDE rated games. That's why. It's absolutely brutal.
I'm glad Johan joined for this part.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
He's like nearly 2400, like English rating. I know that's probably higher, but still, he's not a 2000 player.
Well, hang on. My ECF rating is like 2315. Yours is lower than that, isn't it, Johan?
Yeah, but I don't. It's I don't know what it's based on, but it's
not
based on any games, is it?
2380 ECF and 2000 FIDE rating. It's not the worst I've heard recently. I've just started coaching a new junior whose FIDE rating's 1400. His ECF rating's over 2000.
Yeah, you want to play him, would you?
No. Okay, so I quite like it that it's in colour with the up and down gains and losses. I think that's brilliant. John Coop's gaining 3 rating points. Well done, John. Good to see. I guess that was probably from 4NCL. Peter Varley having a tough time. Tim, Tom, Olivia going up. Jane's going down. Michael Binks losing some rating.
Alex Freeland from the good 4NCL weekend, I guess.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? He did.
Yeah, he played really well.
Yeah, I think Tim used to coach him when he was younger. I think, is that right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
some time, I think.
Okay, right. And any big movers? Owen Cave, World Youth plus 87.
Not World Youth. It's from something else.
So it might come down after that.
Plus, isn't it?
Big, yeah. On
and he's got K40. He's got K40 mine, so
yeah,
it helps.
Okay, well that's that, and I guess. Oh, hang on. We can have a look at who's 98, 99, and 100. So to get in the top 100 for Wales, you need to be rated 1720 or higher. So
that's actually higher than I thought it would be.
So I guess there's quite a few people actually out there that actually probably want to get onto this list of the top 100 players in Wales. And there's your target, 1720. You get to that and you get in, which is really good. Should we click on just to do it a little bit fairly, can we click on gender and change it to female?
You can. I mean, have you seen on the FIDE released recently something about women?
Wait a minute, how's Jose? Oh, right. I was thinking Jose was down as on the female list then.
Yeah, it's just to be fair, to be honest, to everybody. I think my mum's still listed somehow. She barely plays any.
Must have played a FIDE rated game in the last year, though.
Maybe she has. I mean, I don't know.
Well, just 11 active players is not ideal. But FIDE basically outed Wales recently, didn't they, for not being gender equal?
Did they?
Yeah, they did this report of gender equality in chess, and Wales were amongst the countries where they just said not enough data because we don't even have enough players to determine if they have. But the fact we don't have enough players suggests that.
No, they didn't. They didn't out Wales. They couldn't get enough data on us to run it. It wasn't outing us. They outed the people that had bad.
It's worse to not have enough data than to have bad. Because it means it means you don't have enough players. So they can't survey your players if you don't have enough.
I'll show you something else as well, because I saw the report and I thought that I knew that we would be bad on it for gender equality, but I didn't think that was there was any data, so I thought we were okay. But did you see the map that they actually coloured in?
No.
Okay. Well, the map they coloured in, they actually coloured in Wales as if they had data on us when they didn't. They classed us as England.
Oh, of course they did. Yeah.
So I did send a tweet to them about that, going, "What's going on?"
England probably scored very highly though, so they'll probably
no. They're towards the bottom.
How? They pay for their women to fly first class, and they all get paid to play for NCL. Like, how's that? That's the opposite of gender equality. They have favourable treatment.
Yeah, but the actual top scoring countries were like Mongolia or Kazakhstan, was it?
What was their criteria?
Well, I mean, I'm thinking about loading it up now because we're talking about it. So, talk about something else just for a minute while I find it.
Any women in the chat would like to hear your thoughts on this? Any of the 11 women in the chat, please let us know.
There's not going to be any women watching this. Let's be honest.
Olivia, are you there?
Hang on a minute. I can actually load it up because this is quite important because we actually do a shocking job of this.
What's the pizza all about, by the way?
Well, okay. Well, I'll tell you about the pizza while I'm trying to load this up because it is quite interesting. The pizza. I actually had a phone call last night. I was actually at the Staffordshire AGM, and I got a phone call from Pete, probably while he was doing his snow thing and everything. And if you click on the news here, it was just drawing my attention to a story, which is, by the way, absolutely fantastic, which I would hope would be Castle Ned Pizza Party.
Oh.
And look what they've done here. This is fantastic. This is brilliant. So they've basically got a load of juniors to come along and have pizza and snacks for some chess gaming. They battle computer-operated chess sets, puzzles on fire tablets, obviously Domino's Pizza got to mention. But they were actually backed, and this is quite important for people watching, backed by the National Lottery Community Fund.
Okay.
So they've actually got some cash here to do it. Now, I don't actually know how much cash that would actually take. I mean, it's only some pizzas.
Yeah.
And maybe the venue hire perhaps, but you're probably talking £100. I don't know. Maybe even less than that. You just have like 4 or 5 pizzas. I mean, I know Domino's, maybe you could make your own maybe for a bit cheaper, but this is fantastic.
100 quid to buy you two pizzas.
Yeah, but this is fantastic, and absolutely massive kudos here to Castle Ned. 1, for applying to the lottery to get funding to do this, and then 2, for actually going ahead and doing it. I think this is brilliant. Does it actually say down here? It's run for 45 years. The club has. Where is the club in relation to you, Alex?
A lot further west. It's West Wales. So I'd say
it's West Wales.
I guess it's close to Swansea. Really
so it's Neath, Port Talbot area. So they don't invest in winning tournaments and titles, concentrating on socializing and the entertainment aspects that the game can provide.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, and apparently, Joanna might need you for this part, if you could read that for me. I've got... Yeah, those primary schools all took part.
For entertainment value, we should get you to read it.
Right, okay, well, okay, I'll give it a go. This is Blaine Delay. Sounds French.
You could say it in a French way, couldn't you?
Yeah. Blengrach, Stefan Sazen, Simmer Affen, Kemed, Knoll Primary, Langach, and Crimrin Primary.
Okay.
How many did they get right?
I think you got Knoll Primary, but that's probably English, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. That's probably the only one.
So, yeah, Blind Delice, then Blind Gurach. It's hard to say that one, isn't it? Blind Gurach, Kevin Sysom, Cymravon, Cymneith. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. And we've even got a quote here from Annabelle. And she said, I really enjoyed getting to know people and playing against new players. And another child said, I love playing chess and eating pizza.
That is a quote that you could see from me.
Yeah. That's fantastic. So
I love pizza. I'd be all over that.
What I want to know from this child, though, when they come back next week and there is no pizza,
that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's good.
She did put it in that order. She loves playing chess first and eating pizza second.
That was another child. We don't know if that was Annabelle or not. We don't know if that was Annabelle, so maybe not. I don't know who actually has done this, but please get in touch. We'd like to put a name to it, or just Castle Ned's Chess Club. Fantastic event, and really leading the way, getting some lottery community fund money to actually put this on. And hopefully, one thing that for those in the chat that are watching, please spread the word about this. And it also goes to show that you should try and apply for lottery community funding to actually do this yourselves. Why wouldn't you? It's just a little bit of fun for your club. You can put the message out, get a story about it in the local newspaper. This is exactly why the fund exists, and the things that parents should be helping with if you know a little bit about it as well. So please apply and try and get onto it. So yeah, guys, that was the pizza and chess thing.
That's exciting. That's good.
Yeah,
I'm hoping Sam Duke's in the chat now. Is there trying to get some pizzas for Cardiff Chess Club next Wednesday? I'll be down in a flash, won't I?
See it to tell you attend. You'd be down. We would both be driving down for a pizza. Yeah, well done, Castle Ned. Absolutely fantastic. And okay, Santa's going across our screen again. Let's move on just for a little bit. And so, Alex, WCPL results. Did you want me to click on something, or do you want to share your screen?
I've got it open if you want me to share.
Yeah, please. Yeah, and then I can try and have a search around for that female equality report as well while you're talking gibberish.
Can you see my screen?
You're going to show us again.
The games aren't on here, mate. Can't.
Okay,
haven't put it into my laptop yet.
We can see your screen now, by the way.
Right. Well, round 2 of the Welsh Premier League was on Sunday, and we'll have a little run through the results, and then I'll have a little moan, and then we'll move on. We started Morriston against North Cardiff. So obviously, we all kind of thought North Cardiff would be the favourites, but they slumped to a Morriston side. Obviously, North Cardiff missing Jose, who's their sort of big gun. I think a bit of a shame, because whilst Daniel and Tim looked like they had a good game, I think everyone really wanted to see Daniel and Jose play each other. And as a result, North Cardiff, you could see they had a couple of, I don't know if they count as youngsters or juniors, but either way, a couple of youngsters in the team, but they fell to Morriston, who, strong team, and despite losing to Cardiff in the opening game, could still contend for the title. Then moved on to Newport Cardiff. So Newport's slightly weaker than they had been previously. Cardiff, I think we changed our team quite a lot, maybe like 4 changes. Got the job done, but probably shouldn't have won the match, actually. It was an absolute car crash of a match. We totally deserved to, for how the team was there, we deserved to lose the match even. It was really, really terrible. Greg, good win against Peter, and I didn't see the end of James's game. I was in the pub by this point, but he must have ground really well to win that, because it looked very, very drawn when I left. And then White Knights, defending champions, first game of the season. That's sort of like eased past Abergavenny. Harakis won super quickly against Nigel Saunders. I mean, he was late as well, Harakis, and the game didn't last that long. Like, it was super, super quick. He just battered him. And then, have Alan Young on board 4 and Rudy on board 5. That's a scary prospect for any team they're going to play. So, big win. And I know in the next round it's Cardiff against the White Knights. So, definitely have to up our game if we're going to contend with this lot. I think we have the table. Yes. So after 2 rounds, obviously some teams have only played 1 game, notably White Knights, but North Cardiff's loss means that Cardiff are now at least sit pretty at the top, but there's still a long way to go, and if we keep playing like we have been, we'll still finish right down the bottom like we did last season.
I mean, you're top of the league, and you're talking
very
like
optimistic.
Well, it's chaotic, and we'll have a under 1850.
I'm surprised he's not started chanting "We are top of the league," but he's just not in that mood for it, is he?
Well, I'll show the results first, and I'll discuss my 2-all draw Morrison.
So Ian Eustace actually plays then?
Ian Eustace plays in the Premier League, yeah.
Wow.
I think Govin's a junior as well, isn't he? So
yeah.
Lost to one of his juniors. And Lucas
I wonder if
as
he
well.
was telling him to take his time, like during the game.
I didn't see any of the game, but that was being good. And Lucas was playing Neil Stewart. I don't know Neil's rating anymore, but he was like 1800 not long ago. Lucas was doing well. She probably should have won the game, but a huge scalp as well. North Cardiff draw also. Castle Ned. Shame to see another default in there. I would maybe even encourage the 4NCL style penalising of -0.5 if you default the board.
Well, they've got so many juniors to come in. So
well, maybe this is why they bribed them all with pizza. We'll see Annabelle playing on board 4, right, in the January fixture.
That would be great.
It would be great. The White Knights, maybe they're looking to do the double. Got a win against Abergavenny, and the Cardiff Tigers beating the full Ponty. And the table there, we see White Knights are top with 2 wins, and they're the only team to do so. So probably going to take some stopping, although Castle Ned will challenge them. So yeah, that's where we're at there.
Do you think White Knights are going to be Cardiff's main rivals at the top, or?
I think they'll beat us in January, yeah.
And that's because they can put Alan Young on board 4.
Yes, and because we have some problems we have some problems with Cardiff also. So it's difficult, I think, to play.
Yeah, okay. And they've got good strength and depth then, which is what makes them, because they're on one. The White Knights are on 1 out of 1 there. They had the bye week, didn't they? So
yeah, and they've got people like Bill Hewitt they can throw in to make it stronger as well.
Are you like to switch your board orders and stuff? Like, so for example, or like if you play in one order in one weekend, you can play in a different order, because they're all kind of, they can go in lots of orders, can't they? I'd imagine.
Yeah, they can completely mix it up. So Herakis has to play on 1, and then basically it's 80 points on FIDE rating. So any of Alan, Bill, Jason, Rudy can pretty much play any order.
It's quite good for match play, isn't it? That.
Yeah, I mean, I if I was playing against and I saw there was 5 possible opponents, I wouldn't even think about preparing. Like it's just a waste. It's just a waste of time. So they probably have the advantage. Whereas I think Cardiff. I mean, I say our board order should be fixed. We got it completely wrong for the last match, but such is life.
Okay, well, thank you, Alex, for that update on the Welsh Chess Premier League.
You're welcome.
Nice, positive start to the day and everything. Just while we're on it, I did load up the index actually, so I'll just show that on the stream for people to have a look at. You can find this on Twitter, and there's also a FIDE link somewhere as well. But this has just been put together. FIDE Gender Equality in Chess Index, or otherwise known as GECI, as you'd expect. And they use a range of metrics. I'm not going to go through all of the details, but it's been led by David Smirden, who's been doing a lot of research into this for quite a long time. I've seen quite a few different reports by him. Who do you think's top? Who do you think's the best, so to speak, for gender equality in chess? I mean, guess the country. Guess it in chat if you want to as well. Who do you think's the top country for women in chess, so to speak, and making everything equal?
Mongolia.
Mongolia. Did I say that before, Alex?
I mean, I know the answer because I read the report, but I assume you must have said it earlier because no one is not just going to randomly say Mongolia, is he? That's it.
Hey, well, okay. Well, they're very progressive in Mongolia.
What's progressive about Mongolia?
Well, I just basically heard you say it earlier.
Me say it copied. So we got a great comment. Actually, this is the answer that you should have given. Okay. I completely agree. That's probably the right answer, actually. So to scroll down, here's Mongolia.
I would have thought Georgia would be up there, right? Because their female team is like always really strong.
They're 12th.
Okay.
It's a bit small, so maybe I should just zoom in a bit. I'm going to zoom in somehow. Where's the zoom? Oh, automatically.
I mean, they are the best sort of European team.
There we go for people. So yeah, Mongolia, Sri Lanka, Uganda, Vietnam, Namibia, Bolivia. Where do you think England, Scotland, and Ireland rank? I think it's out of 100.
So I guess Georgia are the strongest, is in the best sort of really strong chess country there, yeah?
I mean, Mongolia.
How bad are Mongolia? I think they're quite good, aren't they?
Mongolia and Vietnam is serious.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Azerbaijan can't be bad, can they?
No, because they're all just related to Mamajarov, I think, aren't they? It's like his three. It's like his 3 sisters, I think, of the team.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So
I thought he was like had loads of children or something. Then the way you said that, I thought,
I mean, probably in a few years this will be the case. But,
Well, as you scroll down, you'll start to see that we get Russia's up there
at
at 25th.
25 is interesting.
Yeah, Kazakhstan at 42. We go on to another page, and we keep going. Italy, Germany.
I saw England. Wow.
England 74th.
Tell you what, how ungrateful are they?
Participation 9.4, performance and progress. That's what it's ranked on.
Participation. Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to go through.
I think these things are like virtually meaningless unless you like go through the methodology with like some sort of tooth comb and being very scientific about it. And essentially, like they're always going to project the bias of whoever is doing it in some way. So, like, with any sort of thing like this, then whoever's come up with the methodology's got something in mind, and even if it's subconscious, then they're just basically proving what they already think.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd have to dig into the detail because, I mean, for me, there's three metrics here. There's participation, how well they do, I guess, and then progress, which is, I'm guessing, year on year or 5 years ago compared to now, or something like that. So for me, progress doesn't really matter. Performance, I'm not even too bothered about that, but participation is something that I would be interested in knowing about. And that is something. So, for example, let's just scroll up and see what the top countries are. And Mongolia is at nearly 40. I'm guessing that's 40% of all players are female. But obviously, have to look at the detail there. And it obviously goes down to 20s. I mean, if you think about it, 50% of the population must be female. Or I guess 49 or 48% now. And as you scroll down, they're all double figures up there. And then we get down to England here at 9.4. That to me is probably, if you think about all the chess tournaments that we play in the UK, I'd even say that was high.
Probably about right, isn't it? You'd say less than 10%.
Yeah, definitely. And we scroll down a little bit further, and we have Scotland here at 7.27 for participation, and these different things, and Ireland 103rd.
Wow. Okay.
Which is
so it's only out of 105 as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
wow, it's amazing to see Iceland and Denmark, who top the charts in all sorts of non-chess related stuff like quality of life, equality, blah blah blah, all of this. Like, so they're like super amazing as a society, but not in the chess world.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna dive into the exact detail, and I can see in the chat, some people do want to. Please do, and then report back to tell us, it's nonsense and all this, or whatever it might be, because we'd like to know what's the actual actionable data out of this. I think that's the key thing. Okay, we've got this.
I know the answer to that.
Okay, go on.
I mean, if 40% of chess players in Mongolia are women, then
move to Mongolia.
Haven't they? Yeah.
You're gonna straight over there. You're gonna hop on the plane, change your nationality. No,
I'll go over, marry one, bring them back, change their flag to Wales. Boom.
Oh, right, okay.
And then just do that a few times, and then you're up in us then.
It has actually in the report got some of the top countries, kind of not necessarily what they've done, but just kind of like how they've become so high. And they maintain the policy of equal prize money for men and women chess players at national level tournaments. I mean, we don't even separate men and women sometimes, do we? So that might...
No, but I can tell you Linda doesn't get the same prize as Daniel at the Welsh.
No, she does not, no. And it does teaching chess to their kids. And it's pretty much the same stories, just repeated. And they've got some pictures and... in Uganda, an African team, we were in the same hotel as them, weren't we, Alex? At the Olympiad. They're saying that could be impacted by the Queen of Catway film, but they had they did win some sort of prize for their outfit as well, didn't they? Uganda, I think, or they second or something like that. There was a prize for your outfit at the Olympiad. How cool it was. So we could be there. We could be there with like a jackets with a big dragon on the back, but no, we didn't do that. But yeah, they were pretty cool.
We had the tightest outfits, though, John.
We definitely did. I don't know who was doing those sizes. But yeah, that was definitely tight. I had to get a new pair of jogging bottoms to go along with it. Yeah, they were definitely too tight. Okay, so I'm just scrolling down here. There's lots of stuff here, but if you zoom in here, like this is all the data that you have. But you can see there they've coloured in Wales if you've got a good eyesight, and they shouldn't have done. So that needs greying out there. We did not have enough data. Countries in grey have insufficient.
How come they don't have data on China?
Because
that's a great point.
I guess they don't have tournaments in China still, maybe.
Okay.
Because until recently, they were still in lockdown, right? They only started really recently opening up. They probably don't allow it.
Yeah, without knowing what they've based it on, I don't know, but yeah, it's a big one missing, isn't it?
Yeah.
No Saudi Arabia either. Oh, I thought they'd be thriving for women's chess.
Okay, so the lighter red is the higher score for GECI or gender equality. So the deeper red is bad. It isn't. I thought the deeper red would be better.
You'd think it'd be like green to red, right? Just to make it,
yeah,
like
a bit nicer. All right, sorry, I didn't really mean to talk about this. UK Blitz Championships coming up. Are you excited about this?
Very.
Yeah, assuming the games will be live. If they're live, I'll be very excited.
Well, there's commentary, so you assume so.
Is there? Who's doing it? Yeah. Is it John?
There's a bunch of GMs doing it, I think. So
it's not just no. I've not been asked, Alex. No,
that's a shame. Because not being sarcastic, I loved your commentary person.
well, cheers. Thank you very much for that, Pep. I think I need that this time because I've been outed by Peter Wells. He's doing some commentary on, I'm guessing, Natasha Regan's channel. Matthew Sadler and Stanley Badasconi, I think, as well.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll just watch the games. But yeah, but very excited, definitely. Do you have the page open?
No, I don't. I should load it open. Hang on a minute. Just give me a second. Yeah, so the 2 Welsh players in it, who I hope are still playing.
3.
I hope they haven't withdrawn. 3?
Well, 2 in the open, 1 in the women's.
Oh, okay. Let me load it open. Here we go. So, scroll down. Why is it not scrolling down? Here we go. So, UK Open Blitz finals taking place on Saturday in Leamington Spa. Click here. So, because it's the UK Open Blitz finals, we should probably have this on the Welsh calendar, shouldn't we, really?
Well, but it's not invite. You don't get invite. You have to get invited to it, so there's no point having it on the calendar, right?
Okay, so this is the lineup. This is the lineup.
And there's the winner right on top, Amit. He's going to be hard to stop, I think.
You think Amit has got this in the bag?
He's got it in the bag.
I've seen John Shulman play.
He's an absolute machine.
Our boys will have him. Jose and Daniel will take him.
Yeah,
I mean, Daniel is really, really good at blitz, isn't he? Like, he's fast.
Yeah, Daniel's a beast, and Jose's like a proper scrapper as well. Because like, if Jose qualified through one of the hardest qualifiers. Obviously, Daniel blew everyone away, but the Gen one wasn't the toughest. But Jose was in with Wells, Arkle, Horton. He was in a seriously strong one, and he sort of scrapped his way through. So they can both beat all of them.
But Amit is not only on form, well prepared at the moment, but he's also a bit of a blitz specialist, rapid specialist. So I think he's well on course for getting his last GM norm. He only just missed it recently and stuff. So I think he's going to be a really tough one to beat.
Yes, Dan and Jose in the Open tournament, and I don't know how I'd feel if I was Daniel or Jake for this tournament. By the way, or Ethan, this is going to be a tough event. I know Jacob's underrated there. He's 2,200 at least, but why is Jose down as 2,200? Is it just because he's not got a blitz rating?
It's a blitz rating, isn't it?
That is his blitz rating.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's going to be a great event to watch. But we've got the women. We've actually got some extra women here. So obviously, good luck to Emma as well this Saturday. Name is down to play.
Is it Saturday or Sunday?
It said Saturday.
I thought in my head it was. I thought it was in my head.
It says Saturday, the 2nd of December. There.
I stand corrected. I'm
But, I
glad
mean,
you
it could
said
be
that
wrong.
because I'd have been tuning in Sunday and I'd have missed it. So
But like I looking at the names, I didn't realize that Carmel had actually gone through. She's from my area. She's plays for the Crew Chess Club close to me. And also we've got Eunice playing in.
We've got our audible checker.
Our audible checker.
Go on, Eunice.
We've got a
Go on,
teammate.
Eunice.
Wow.
So
Adana there as well. That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, everybody wants to watch her.
She's crazy good for her age, isn't she?
Was it Elmira who won it last year? I think she pipped Bodhana, I think, right at the end. So yeah, looking like a really strong lineup actually for both sets, and really interesting. And if you want to tune in, yeah, I was the guy that was with the giant chess pieces at the Brits this summer. Yes, that was me. But no, I won't be commentating on this. I'm actually going to do a FIDE online course this weekend. Anyway, so I couldn't have done it. I invited you, Johan, but you didn't want to. You're too busy to do it too. So yeah, busy with that. Right, Johan, have you got anything for us? Title Tuesday, league games, candidates qualification, anything you wish to share?
I can share a little Caro Khan game with Alex if you want. So
yeah, you two can talk Caro Khan. I can fall asleep to it. That sounds like
Caro Club.
Caro Club, yeah. Be waiting 57 minutes.
Should we start Caro?
I'll tell you what you should do. Yeah. What you should do is, all right, we'll get to like 11 o'clock every Thursday, and at 11 o'clock, I'm just going to disappear. Yeah. I'll leave you two on stream, and you can just talk Caro stuff for like the next 3 hours.
I think I had a couple of weeks ago, I had a bit of coaching from John, so like playing E4, and it was a French. Now I'm going to get a bit of coaching from Alex as a Caro Khan, which I don't play, but I've decided to start playing online.
Let's just point out who your opponent is as well before you start. I mean,
yeah,
pretty big name, right?
Yeah, so I beat like someone who's about 28-50 in the first round, and then I got her in was it second or third round? Anyway, it was early on, and I haven't learned the theory on this bishop f5 stuff, so I thought this is a bit safer, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah, a bit safer.
But she went down
Queen E7's already bad though, right?
Is it?
Queen E7's inaccurate because this endgame's just like a free hit for white. You're supposed to go bishop E7 and then castles rook E8.
Am I? Okay, thank you. So tip number 1 from the maestro. So bishop E7 here, am I?
Yeah, I mean, like Queen E7's not bad, but you should never. I mean, the fact you won this game is relevant, but you should never be winning this apparently because the 4 against 3 plays itself, and you don't really.
Oh, that's interesting because I actually liked it. So I'm glad you said that to me. Otherwise, I would have repeated it. So yeah, I thought she played this quite badly. I was quite happy with this now, to be honest. I know the computer gives white a slight plus, but it's a bit awkward to deal with A4, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like she should have played C3, so she has the option to go bishop C2. It's currently it's just bishop on B3.
Well, I mean, should she not have even played bishop D3 before, perhaps?
Well, yeah, the bishop's on the wrong square there, isn't it?
Yeah,
well, it says best, but I don't know. But like, it feels like maybe I don't know. I haven't really.
Yeah, and C4 as a follow-up could be quite strong as well.
Yeah, because you're just talking about that 4-on-3. You want to create a pass pawn and win the game somehow that way. And here she can't do that unless she's going to play C4 next, maybe. But
yeah, well, I just wanted to get my pawn to A3 as I always do in every game, so A3 or H3. So anyway, I chucked my A pawn. If I'm not going to check my H pawn, I check my A pawn, and I thought I was quite happy with this position. Now I thought I must be slightly better.
I was going to say you must be at least equal. If not
equal,
better.
yeah.
The only issue you usually have is your F pawns. Like once that's not an issue, then life's good.
Well, and I've got a bit of space as well, so yeah, I was kind of happy. And then this is where I messed up a little bit. I just got a bit too ambitious, I think. I played E5, which wasn't great, and so. Yeah, I mean, I actually thought this. I saw this like in terms of allowing the rooks onto the 7th, and then my intention was in this position to play rook E7, and I just thought it's equal. But I mouse slipped.
Oh.
So I mouse slipped and played rook d8 instead. Well, the reason I mouse slipped is because I noticed that knight d6 was a better move, and I'm just dead. It's just dead equal, right? So I clicked on the rook to play rook e7, and then I realized that knight d6 was a better move. I went to play it and instead played rook d8 somehow. And then I thought, oh crap, I've just got to resign now. But it's not as bad as I thought. So even though I accidentally played this terrible move, she played knight c3 because she's got to guard the back. But the problem is like g4 is a threat now. So I basically noticed this cheapo, which I set up. So I played rook c8, which the computer hates, but from a practical point of view, I liked it.
No.
No. Yeah, did you see it? Because she didn't. So basically the trap is check here, g4, and then I can take on c3. It doesn't win, but it does if you take it, which she did. Because this is quite nice, actually. I thought this mate was really good. The point is, she resigned now. But if she goes, yeah, I can still take. Yeah. And then mate. So I just thought it was a really nice finish.
That's awesome.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. It's the way to take down a world champion.
I wouldn't even call that a cheapo. I think that's complex enough because of the rook d3 check and then coming across.
Yeah, the rook d3 check is the difficult bit. Yeah, so to see it from like this point after so I think this is I learned from you, John. Right? Like I think resilience. Right? I played bad move or something, and I would just collapse. But I played this, mouse slip, and I think normally I would just sort of collapse and be like, oh, bugger this, there's an accident, like I've lost now. But then I just thought, no, I'm just going to see if I can set something up. But yeah, I thought the rook c8 was like a nice little setup, because I think this is, especially in blitz, you just naturally just play these two moves, don't you?
Yeah.
Does she have to go gf here? Is that the point?
Yeah.
Oh, but black's still better, right?
No, it's equal. No. Well, I think white's a little better. White's a little better.
I guess white can take a petri. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, that was fun.
Well,
I think that was a perfect carry. That was, Johan. You get in tactics and you don't handle them well because you're a caro player, and then you get a spawny tactic and you win, and we love it.
I had a better caro game than that for actual, like in a Title Tuesday, the later one against someone who's nearly 3,000. I thought, but yeah, I think that's enough caro for one stream.
Well, we've also got you on record saying that somebody's learned something from me, which is like such a rarity. I mean, it's fascinating. This has been recorded, so I can play it back again and again.
I think, from that point, at some point, when I thought, oh, let's try and get better at blitz and looking at stats and stuff, and the resilience was like ridiculously low. So I specifically tried to work on that, and I did go up 100 points. So that's when I, got to 2,600 basically. So
you know what to do at the Welsh, don't we, Alex? You just have to out all the time.
You have to, you just have to, whenever something goes wrong, it's quite easy to give up, isn't it?
And 4 and CL, we're gonna have to big him up again. Okay, well, before we go, candidates qualification, just a final note on that, please. Johan, I think you know the most about this because you were telling us some crazy story in our Facebook chat. What on earth is going on with the candidates qualification? Because this sounds mental, what you put, and I couldn't quite believe it, and I need some sort of extra information, please.
So Geary, I don't know if he's let's see, is he still playing? But
no, he finished.
Is it draw?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. So basically, Geary apparently needed to lose his game. If he won the game or drew against Nepo, he would not get a candidate spot. And the reason is because if he loses, then Nepo would have gone higher than So in the tournament, and therefore he would have got less FIDE Grand Prix points and therefore not overtaken Geary. So it's not to do with rating or anything. It was the fact that essentially if he lost, Nepo would take points away from So. So yeah, it's pretty nuts, that is, isn't it? But like, I don't really understand how because I thought rating was going to come into it, but I don't know. It's super complicated who's getting these candidate spots.
Yeah. I know lots of people have complained because they only just clarified it like super recently as well, right? Like the order in which things take precedent, which I think has kicked up a fuss.
Right. So they've clarified that recently, have they? Because it was a bit of a mess.
There's a FIDE release,
So is Ferrugia out? Right? Is he out? Because he's not qualified on anything and his rating's low now. So I guess who is, if Geary and So are battling, who's taking the other spot? I don't really understand.
Well, the question is, can Gukesh still take the circuit place? Because he has the London Chess Classic to come.
Technically, it's possible. Apparently, it starts tomorrow, doesn't it?
Yeah, because that's the whole reason they invited him, is to try and get him some points. So, because if he takes the place, So will then get the rating place. But if So gets the circuit place, the rating place would be, I don't know who's higher out of Ferrugia and Geary. Ferrugia still, maybe?
No, Ferrugia's below, and also Dominguez Perez is higher.
Not Dominguez. He hasn't played enough games, apparently.
Oh,
so Dominguez
I didn't know
can't get a place.
Or
he either hasn't played enough games, or you have to play a range, and he's only basically played in the USA. So he's not played in enough different countries or whatever.
This totally explains what happened yesterday then, because I was going to absolutely slate him for taking early draw when all he needs is one rating point to overtake. But it's because he's not up for it, right? That makes a lot of sense.
But here's the question. He'll have the whole of December he could enter any tournament, right?
He could do a ding.
Yeah.
He could do it. He could do an even better version of thing. He could just enter the local. He could come over and play. We don't have any tournaments in Wales, but he could find any open anywhere.
You could just ask them, where you've got Gukesh in. Do you want to get me in this London Chess Classic as well?
Do you want me to put on a tournament in Newcastle under Lyme and invite Dominguez Perez over for it? Come play against me, Dominguez. Yeah.
Probably still draw, wouldn't he?
Yeah, probably.
Well, apparently, I was just tuned in because I wanted to get some sort of insight in case we were going on about the cheating stuff. But so I listened to Hikaru for a bit, and he was saying that essentially Dominguez is probably the best person at beating under 2700s. So that's why he's so he draws against everyone in the elite, gets 1 or 2 pluses, and then just beats everyone under 2700 apparently. So.
Oh,
we haven't even talked about the Kramnik stuff yet, have we?
It's not going to go away, is it? We can always.
No.
There'll be more.
And the hands performance, that's nuts. Best performance of the year. Do you know when you guys were on about his performance? I thought it was a blitz thing, right? I didn't realize it was a standard over the board tournament, proper tournament. That is a ridiculous score, 8 out of 9 against, strong GM. That's ridiculous.
It's not just strong GMs. You're looking there, you're thinking that you can list off, I don't know, 10 GM names that you might have just about heard of before. These are household names, though, aren't they, GMs? Yeah. That's the point there. So
that's absolutely ridiculous. His score.
And he's 1 win away from 2700 again now, isn't he? So,
and I think a bunch of people have been, basically accusing him of cheating, and that's I find that really weird. I don't feel you can't. I don't know how are they thinking he's cheating. I don't know, why isn't anything done about it?
And I just don't like new people.
The problem is this time 2 years ago they wouldn't accuse him of cheating, but because Magnus has accused the guy of cheating, it means anyone can accuse anyone of cheating, and it's completely okay. So he set the standard.
But also, it's actually really weird that his performance was so good. I just find it's just absolutely nuts. That is a ridiculous performance for someone who is nowhere near that level.
Okay, but they are nearly perfect opponents to be playing against, right? Ivanchuk, old and past it. Cheparinov, past his peak. Sokolov, well past it. All the Croatian ones are 55, 60 plus. they're like old GMs who have good ratings still. So I think only Korobov and one other were like actually young. So like you still have to beat them. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's like
I think the thing is consistently beat like for 8 out of 9. That is, yes, I get a +4. I could see him getting +4, 5, even maybe with a fantastic tournament. But like +8 is like, or +7, like that is just like a once in a lifetime performance, isn't it?
Maybe it'll be a twice, and we'll see what he does in London. I think that'll be. I mean, I'm still not going to watch it out of principle, but I'll check the results at least.
So this is the 29th of November, Wednesday, yesterday.
Yeah, literally announced it yesterday.
They announced that the following order of priority shall apply to the remaining spots. FIDE circuit first, rating second, not taking into account all those players who gained the right to participate earlier via other paths. FIDE circuit points in the Singfield Cup. Players who finish in the top half of the final standings receive circuit points. After GM Duda's withdrawal, with only 9 remaining participants, the 5th final place is not in the top half anymore and therefore should not receive any FIDE circuit points. Rating qualification. A player shall participate in at least 4 FIDE circuit tournaments with a standard time control. These tournaments shall meet all the requirements of the FIDE circuit regulations. I mean, it's just crazy, isn't it? It's just mental. The other thing that I've just noticed on here that we haven't talked about at all, we've got the World Rapid and Blitz coming up over Christmas. Have we got anybody going to this? Daniel going to this?
This starts on like Christmas Eve or something, doesn't it? So
it's 26
Day. It's ridiculous.
You have to travel on Christmas Day, basically, don't you?
25th or 31st.
Only Daniel can play.
They were talking about this on the C Squared podcast and saying that, basically if you want to play, it's going to cost you like $3,000 or something. So like no one's going to play. So apparently it's impossible to get to this place, really expensive, and
well, the registration's been extended, so good luck with that. It
sounds like nobody's going to play in it, basically.
But do you know why? I mean, I checked the entry requirements. So unless you're national champion, it says you need to have like a FIDE blitz rating of 2,600 and above. It's like, well, talk about narrowing it down. If it's like 2,400 plus, like fair enough. I think you still get people making the effort, but talk about just like trying to keep it to the elite.
Yeah,
so, yeah, it's not.
Cool.
I mean, it's the time of year is so stupid. Like, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
it's FIDE, isn't it? So.
Well, it is. Okay, well, that leaves us with the UK Blitz Championships this Saturday. Good luck to Jose and Daniel and Emma from Wales and some of our other teammates, which is Eunice and all the other people here. Let's just hope they have a good time on the Saturday. So tune into the commentary on that. It'll be on probably the ECF channel as well. But by all means, give us a like, give us a follow if you enjoyed what you listened to tonight or when you watch us back on YouTube. But I think, guys, we'll end it there and we will talk about Kramnik next week before we get started. So thanks everybody much for watching and see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Sarah. Good night.